I'm Anthony Hart, better known as Tony Hart. In February of 1985, I bought Fulford, and a year later, we had a sudden shock when the first tornado that ever came to Rhode Island landed directly on the roof of the building. So I pulled into Fulford shortly before 5 o'clock. The sky was getting very, very dark, and I noticed the windows on the fourth floor, where we did all of the assembly and finishing work, was still open. So I went up to the fourth floor to close all the windows when I came down, and there was an almighty crash, all the sounds you'd been told about, but you just never got to experience them. We ran to the front entrance, and the elevator shaft was just a funnel of debris falling down from the roof. So we came back and hid under our desks until it all finished, which was only probably 4 minutes. Then to get out of the building, we had to smash the windows and the burglar-proof screens on the outside with a chair to get out. Very, very quickly, the emergency team were there, and the building was condemned, and the insurance people from Kemper showed up and told me that it was an act of God and there would be no insurance settlement. So I now have a 1-year-old, 2 toddlers, a wife, and I'm wondering, was it all worth it? We survived by moving that same week over to rented space in West Barrington. So the focus back in the mid-80s was the OEM business, largely automotive, and the decorative businesses we restricted to the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and people like the Komen Foundation and other fundraisers who needed pins and emblematic jewelry to support their efforts. To stay in business, you have to be available to pivot at a moment's notice. The business started as decorative findings. In the Gilded Age, everyone wanted decorative findings for their pocketbooks, for their belts, for ornamentation. Then, along the way, that faded, so they went into more functional, everyday items. Well, again, even those are subject to change, depending on fashion, depending on finance, depending on many things, out of your control. So we've developed a very strong presence in the OEM business, and more recently, since the Boy Scouts left, my son has joined the business, and the up-and-coming area of our times is the EV market. I can bring 40 years of experience and history into situations, but he is very much in charge of running the company now.
My name's Justin Hart. I serve as company president, came on in 2013. Started serving as president right around 2018. One of the major challenges in taking over was, I'm faced with a lot of these decisions that I haven't had to make before. And because we're in Rhode Island, that's one of the best parts of doing business here. I've got a half dozen people I can call on. Working with my dad has been very good in that regard, where he's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. If there's a problem with a part or a press or a person, chances are he's faced that before and has some insights on how to deal with it. It's kind of a dying trade, people that can make tools by hand from scratch. We're very, very lucky with our tool room we have now, and we've got a great younger apprentice out of the Polaris Fast Track program. It's been absolutely awesome, and very good to see someone who is interested in learning that trade come on. My plan is to continue growing. I've got high hopes and a lot of ambition for what we'll be doing with the company over the next 10, 20 years.